Okay, thanks, Theo. Thanks, everyone, for being here. So I'm going to talk about my work with Mateus and Max. Blockchains probably is not a slide that people in this audience really need, but just to put the context on what we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about transaction fee mechanisms. So basically, the way that we decide to prioritize how to allocate transaction in different blocks. So in the last few years, there is already a sequence of work on this subject, and we're going to talk about a case that doesn't really have MEV. So we're not going to talk about reordering of the block. We just care about allocating the most important transactions or the most valuable transactions into the block. Okay, so the main thing that differentiates this setting from traditional auctions, which is a setting that we know a lot about from the economics and computation literature, so there are different primitives that we can use, like burning. And also there are more security concerns because it's a trustless environment. So we are not, usually the main requirement is truthfulness from the bidder. So we want to incentivize the bidders to declare their true value for the item they're buying, in this case, inclusion of their transaction. But here, we also want to know that the miner is not pulling something, some kind of trickery by introducing fake bids or by eliminating some of the bids, because they have control on what gets into the block. And we're also more worried maybe about collusion. So because we have smart contracts, people can commit to side payments, then we need to worry more about collusion between the miner and the bidders. Okay, so the first thing you could try is to go for a uniform price auction, which is like the second price auction, or for the pay as bid auction, which is like the first price auction, and that's actually what Bitcoin does. So you would, in a first price auction, you would allocate the highest bidders, and you would charge them their own price. But this is not useful for the bidders themselves. Okay, so the next best attempt you can go for is a second price auction. You still allocate the highest bidding bidders, but now you charge the second price, the second highest price, or the K+1 if you have a block of size K. So this is truthful for the bidders, but it's not safe from the miner, because the miner can introduce fake bids and actually extract almost the highest bid. Okay, so what can we do? So the space of auction design is very big. It's not just the first price or second price auction. You can come up with a lot of allocation rules, pricing rules, and burning rules that can set up your auction. So one thing you can come up with is just to set a price and charge this price. And this is getting us closer to what we have in EIP 1559 on Ethereum. So in a posted price, you just decide some price. Anyone above this price can enter if they are willing. So this is truthful for the bidder, because if they accept the price, they get in. And it's also for the miner, because there is not really a lot of room to manipulate anything here. The problem with posted prices, and now I'm going to talk about like a fixed tip version of EIP 1559. So EIP 1559 basically has some constant burn. And on top of that, you can add like a first price auction type of bid. Okay, so you can add a tip, a personal tip that you pay the entire tip. But I'm going to talk about a version of it that has a fixed tip. Okay, it exists on some blockchains, and at least in theory, it also exists. So what you have is a constant burn, and above it, some constant extra payment, and you enter the block only if you're above the sum of these two. Okay, But for this example that I want to demonstrate how you would collude against the posted price, let's just assume that the burn is 0 and there is some price that you need to get in, and the protocol decides that this price needs to be 1.5. So in this specific block, all the bidders that appear, none of them is willing to pay that much high of a price. So that's a problem. We will have an empty block even though we can allocate this space. So the collusion that is natural here is that the miner would say, okay, I will make we can bypass the protocol by offering side payments. So I will ask the highest bidder to bid something different, bid something that the protocol can accept and include this bidder. And I will pay you back the difference that you're overpaying. So you overpay to enter the block, and I will give it back to you, and then we can fulfill the block and increase our joint utility. So that's a problem. And then, so I gave 3 examples of auctions you could come up with, but actually there is like this long series of impossibility results that shows that no matter whatever way you grapple with this problem, you cannot really have these 3 properties at once. And this can be, there are different collusion notions. There are SCP, there is OCA. You can make a Bayesian version of the notions. So it just needs to hold in expectation and not in every instance. But whatever you try basically fails to work. So that's a big problem, because now we want to, you want to build a house, and they tell you you can build a house, but you can only have a door and a window. You cannot have a roof, or you can have a roof and a window, but not a door. So even though you can fulfill part of this, because these are security concerns that can manipulate the auction, then you're not really, there is no good auction. So you want to find some version of these notions that you're able to satisfy all at once. Okay, so one thing you can do, and this is already a past work, is you can just observe that if you take the weaker collusion notion of OCA and you relax the incentive compatibility for the users to be Bayesian, then you can actually, then just the Bitcoin transaction fee mechanism is pretty good. And actually, you can even go farther and characterize all the OCA mechanisms. So OCA mechanisms, without actually giving the formal definition, is just mechanisms that maximize the joint utility of all the winners. Okay, so we are, for example, we will not leave empty blocks if we can avoid that. Okay, so when you characterize OCA auctions, you find that one thing you have to stick to is constant burns. Why? Because if there was a way to reduce burn, to basically have the same bidders allocated, but reduce the burn, then they would all cooperate to pretend to be in this alternative world with the lower burn, okay? And they still get allocated, but now they burn less. So in any mechanism that you design, you have to have constant burn. You also have to go for the highest bidders, because if you allocate to a non-optimal subset of the bidders, then they can just do some permutation and make sure that the highest bidders get in, and then they can compensate the people that got out or something like that. Okay, so I think it will be best to just so what we end up is with a mechanism that works in the following way. There are predefined burning rates depending on the number of allocated transactions, and we can look at the differences. So we can say the marginal burn as you add transaction is delta. And when we have a constant delta, then we end up with the existing transaction fee mechanisms. We have the Bitcoin has no burn. in the auction protocol, so that's a constant marginal burn. And EAP 1559 has some constant burn per unit allocated, so that's also a constant burn. What happens if we have a non-constant burn? Then something very interesting happens, because both the Bitcoin transaction fee mechanism and EAP 1559 have zero revenue in the uncongested case. So if you have the amount of transactions is the same, I mean, you are able to accommodate all the transactions right now, the miner cannot make a profit. But when you do this kind of non-constant burn, you're actually able to extract revenue even in the uncongested case. And the reason this happens is a bit strange, maybe. You have these different levels of burns. Now the price in a DSIC, in a incentive compatible for the users mechanism, is going to be the critical bid for the transaction. Anyway, the thing is that you are going to pay like the less marginal burn, but all of them are going to pay like the less marginal burn, but you're only going to burn the sum. So in some sense, you have a gap that a miner can benefit from. Okay, so this is one interesting way that you can have meaningful OCA mechanisms that still benefit the miner. But I'm going to now focus on our work, and our work starts from a basic rethinking of collusion notions. So let's go back to the example that I gave with the posted price. What happened in the example is that the miner observed that this block is going to be empty, and the miner said, okay, I don't want the block to be empty, so I'm going to arrange some way with the bidders to bypass the protocol. But then, if in game theory or in economics, you do backwards induction, so the bidders know that the miner is going to react in this way eventually, so they keep the prices low, they declare low prices, and then they can get the cash back even though they don't really need it. I mean, they are able to get in, but they just want the cash back. So the collusion itself is not incentive compatible. I mean, the collusion I initially described. So we are going to demand that that every collusion needs to be incentive compatible by itself, okay, both for the users and the miner. And once you do that, you find, so let's take the most simple setting. We have one item, one seller, and one buyer, and we want to decide if this transaction gets in or not. So this is like the general structure of an incentive compatible mechanism for the users is going to be similar to the fixed tip EAP 1559 with some constant burn and constant tip. And any type of incentive compatible collusion is going to take us from one such mechanism to a different mechanism. But this doesn't always make sense, because we want this to be a collusion that everyone buys into, everyone wants to participate in. So in our model, a collusion is something that everyone wants to be a part of, okay? You could also think about collusions that don't have this property, that come out of threats, or someone has, like the miner maybe has the ultimate power, or maybe the users have the ultimate power. But in our case, it's something that is cooperative and needs to benefit all of them. So we require that the collusion that we impose is going to be, on average, good for everyone. Okay, so because we had this characterization for the single seller, single buyer case, that the collusion takes us from one such structure to another. So how would this kind of transformation look? The users are always going to want lower prices. That's the only way they benefit. The miner has a more complicated thought process. On one hand, they want to increase demand, so they want to lower prices. On the other hand, they want higher prices, and eventually it all boils down to whether we are above or below the monopolistic price. So the characterization is going to be that for regular distributions in the Meyerson sense, collusion, so the mechanisms that are collusion-free, NDSIC and MMIC are exactly posted prices that are between the some constant burn that we decide on and the monopolist price for this burn. For non-regular distribution, the picture can be a bit more complicated, and there can be gaps in the price that no one is interested in this price, even below the monopolistic price. So even when you're below the monopolistic price, because you don't have the same type of monotonicity, there might be areas that don't have good prices. Okay, so this gives us a class of mechanisms that are incentive compatible for the users, for the miner, and are also collusion-free in some sense. But the problem with this is that, that the welfare might be bad, because this is a price that is set for the uncongested case for a single buyer of a single item. But if we have a congested case and many bidders for this item, we might want to increase the price. So ideally, we could have a pricing scheme that, depending on the number of people that show up to the auction, decides the price. Okay, so the price would depend on the number of allocated or at least on people in the mempool. We could basically have a twofold process. First, people register to be included in this block, and then a price is set, and then depending on the amount that we allocated, people get in. But then you need to have some characterization for this pricing scheme. If you go for prices that are too low, then the miner might want to increase the demand in order to get to the higher price, even though we are still in the, we only have one real bidder, but we want to pretend like we have more. If the prices are too high, then they are not collusion-free in the sense that we just said. So the miner and the bidder would want to cooperate to lower them. If they are exactly right, so if our pricing scheme manages to hit the monopolistic price for every amount of bidders, then this is going to be good, but this is maybe a bit tough to arrive at. But as long as the distribution is kind of okay, then maybe missing a little bit is not that bad. Okay, so what are the takeaways of all the things that I just said here? So one conceptual thing that we should think about is actually the economic literature identified it very long time ago, and that is that collusion in itself can be a bit unstable and dangerous for the structure of the collusion. And then the second thing to maybe think about is that the way we set prices should incorporate the fact that people may work to bypass them if we set them wrongly. So let's say we have the automatic process of the EAP 1559. Maybe we want to overshoot because we know that the incentives for the miner and the users would be aligned to bring us back to the correct price, but not to undershoot, because then the incentives are opposite between the miner and the user, and we might arrive at some price that invites manipulation by one of them. Okay, and maybe another thing that that might be useful is this idea that that you have a scheme that doesn't give you a constant reserve or a constant burn, but is rather a function of the number of allocated transactions, and this can be useful for revenue, for designing the revenue for the miner, or for like the other properties that the security properties that we want. Yeah, okay, so that's it.
Thank you, and we have time for a few questions.
Thanks for the talk. I have two questions. First one is when you're like in your model, do you assume users are patients, like people who are making transaction have any patience, or like they want their transaction to be in the next block?
Yeah, well, this model entirely happens in the static setting, like a single block setting, so no patient users or anything.
The follow-up question.
I do think that the concept of incentive compatible collusion could be interesting in much wider settings. So I think generally people didn't discuss collusion in the dynamic setting of transaction fee mechanism that much, I know, but if they do, then maybe it's good to consider incentive compatible collusions.
The follow-up question is, you propose a mechanism in which users first register somehow to, So I guess if you want to stop the miner from manipulating this process, you want to charge users some fee or somehow stop fake users who just show up to populate the auction and change the price. So as a user, I might need to pay without having the guarantee that I'm going to be included or something.
Yeah, but in this mechanism, we don't suggest to. I know. I mean, it would have been good if you could do that, but it's not clear how you would do that because but in this case, the pricing scheme is monotone, so users usually wouldn't have incentive to over-register. They only want to under-register. It's only the miner that wants to increase the demand.
Want to stop the miner from
increasing. Oh no, that's not how you incentivize the miner. The reason the miner is going to, so that's exactly why you need to choose the pricing scheme in a good way, because, okay, okay, so that's maybe a very important point. The way you incentivize the miner not to inflate the prices is because the miner at the registrations phase doesn't know what are going to be the values, just the amount. And in a Bayesian analysis for the miner, they always want to be at the monopoly price. So of the monopoly price that is correct for the number of bidders. So if the true number of bidders that register is n, the miner wants to be at mn of beta, which is the burn. They don't want to increase to somewhere else because this goes beyond the monopolist price. So that's, if you set the pricing scheme just right, it's going to work. If you don't, then maybe there could be a problem. But as long as it's close enough, maybe it's.
And I think we have time for one more. All right, let's thank our speaker again.